Hey guys, welcome back to Zagami Beauty. I'm Krysia. I'm really happy you guys are here today because we're going to be playing with one of the latest releases from Charlotte Tilbury for holiday 2021, and that's the Celestial Pearl Palette. It's a quad that just recently came out just after her Smokey Eyes Are Forever, big instant eye palette. I've had a chance to play with it. It's on my eyes today. It's actually only on one of my eyes because we're going to be doing a comparison with another similar palette that was released from Charlotte Tilbury a little while back, which you may have in your collection. You may decide you don't need this new one. I'm not going to give you guys too many spoilers, but I'm sure the thumbnail kind of gave you a bit of a spoiler that I don't think this palette is 100% worth the money. This video is going to, I hope, show you why I think that. I'm not going to keep chatting anymore. I do invite you, of course, to subscribe today so you can come and see me for more videos. Lots of holiday reviews coming up. I do want to do a little bit more fashion stuff. I know I've been saying that, but I do want to do a little more of that. So definitely hit that subscribe button so I can see you in future videos as well. And let's get straight into this review. All right, so that's the palette right there. Outer packaging, very pretty. The palette itself has beautiful stars on it, pearly type moonstone-like background, really pretty. You open it up and you do have the 4 shades. I'm going to give you guys some swatches. We're going to go from top left and then clockwise. That second shade is a slight duochrome sort of shade, still slightly powdery and a bit more of a topper consistency in my opinion, but it is quite pretty and quite different for Charlotte to do a little bit of a shifty type of sparkly shadow. Not a crazy amount of pigmentation, as you can tell. It's very ethereal, it's very sort of lightly pigmented, not going to give you a ton of drama with this particular palette. Now let's go in and do a tutorial. I'm actually going to do one eye with this palette, the new Celestial Pearl, and I'm going to do the other eye with a previous release. I think it was holiday 4 or 5 years ago. This is the legendary Muse palette. This particular palette I feel is very similar to the new one, just in terms of the overall vibe. Now you can see they're not exactly the same shades. I'm not trying to say they are. However, I've been playing around with these two palettes because this one reminded me of this almost instantly. And I feel I can get a very similar look with both of them. I'm going to be doing one eye, with each palette just to kind of give you guys an idea, because if you have this one, you may not want to get this one. I'm also going to show you guys some comparison swatches at the end between both of those palettes, and I'm going to give you guys, of course, my final thoughts. I have been wearing it a few days, so I do have a lot of thoughts formulated with it, but first let's go straight into this demo. Okay, so first look we're going to use is the new Celestial Pearl on this eye here. Let's start off with that shade there, kind of all over the lid. Very nice shimmery pinkish type shade. Not a ton of pigmentation. Again, it's a very much more sheer, ethereal, fairy-like palette. Probably get a little bit more pigmentation with my fingers, but not much. It's sort of the same whether I use a brush or my fingers. Let's go in next with this really pretty duochrome shade. I'm again going to use a brush, and this is more to sort of enhance the shape of the eye. A little bit all over as well. I'm going to use my fingers and just put a little bit more on the entire lid. I feel like that gives it a little bit more impact. Let's go in and smoke out this eye a little bit. Again, we're not going to get a ton of smoke out of it because it is quite lightly pigmented, but that shade there. And I do get a little bit of kickback with it, so I tend to just knock some of that off. But as you can tell, it's not really overly pigmented. There's not much happening with even that darker brown. Super nice just to smoke out the lower lash line. But again, you're not getting a ton of definition with it. Okay, I'm going to go in finally with that topper shade. These tend to go hard pan pretty quick, so I really have to go in and dig into it a little bit since I have been using this palette, a few times. It has a little bit of my oils on it. And that's pretty. Beautiful topper shade. As you can see, and I hope you can see, there's not much drama happening with it. You can't really get it to be super dramatic. I can go in a little bit more with that smoke shade, but again, there's not much happening. It's kind of just covering up the pretty duochrome shade. So I go back in, put a little bit more of that duochrome there. Then that covers up some of that smoke shade. So it is celestial, I guess. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, it is, I guess, what it's named and designed to do. All right, next side we're going to be using the Legendary Muse, again going in from that shade clockwise to the ends. Very lightly pigmented, nothing crazy. Let's go in next with that enhanced shade there. More into the crease, slightly all over. It doesn't have that duochrome effect to it, but it's still very just like golden and shimmery. Next, let's smoke out the lash line. And we're gonna go in and do a pop. Smoke out just a little bit. So that's sort of both eye looks. This one's going to be a little bit more golden, as you can tell. I just kind of wanted to use it as instructed, as designed, without trying to make it too matchy-matchy. All right, I'm going to go in. I'm going to do a little bit of a liner. I'm going to do a little bit of inner corner, lashes, lip, and we'll be right back. Okay guys, I'm back. So this is the final look. I'll link, of course, all of my makeup that I'm wearing today down below, so no worries there. This side we have, of course, Celestial Pearl. And on this side, Legendary Muse. All right, so the difference to me is mainly that duochrome shade created a little bit more of that wet glass-like effect on this eye. Overall, the effect is quite similar. Again, if you have Legendary Muse, you may want to just use that and then maybe use something a little bit more, you know, shiny in the middle. If you have some sort of a shiny topper shade, Pat McGrath makes beautiful topper shades, the hourglass ones, then you would get sort of more of that overall kind of like duochrome shift or glass-like effect. Let's go ahead and just do some comparison swatches. At the top we have the new Celestial Pearl, and the bottom we have Legendary Muse, and that just gives you an idea in terms of the actual swatches on the skin. They're kind of similar, you know. I'll kind of let you guys decide, of course, as well if you feel the need to have both. Now, to talk about the palette on its own, I don't think it's worth it. It was $70 Canadian. Just recently I purchased the Smokey Eyes Are Forever with the little mini brush for $95 Canadian. And this palette I absolutely adore and I absolutely recommend. It takes no effort to create such a beautiful smoky effect on the eyes using really various color stories. Back to this palette, it's just subpar. The packaging, yes, is beautiful. That duochrome shade, yeah, it's really, really pretty. But the overall effect is just nothing special. It's very lightly pigmented, it's very sheer. You can't build it up too much at all, even using your fingers. I don't think it's worth $70. I would much rather recommend, like I said, the Smokey Eyes Are Forever, or even one of Pat McGrath's quads. Those ones I think are more in the $80 range Canadian, but she has 10% off very often with these new releases. And again, you're getting 4 shades, larger pans, and these ones truly, truly are special. Like when it comes to Pat McGrath, she just knows how to do like duochromes and those special shifty, shimmery shades beautifully. So yeah, I don't recommend it. Let me know down below if you guys have had a similar experience, or maybe you guys like it. Let me know down below. Again, it's not dissing on it. That's not the intent here. But I'm going to be honest with you guys, because I really do feel that spending money on makeup is not to be taken lightly. Makeup is very expensive, especially the more high-end makeup. I'm here to help you guys make that decision. I personally don't think it's worth it. I really, really don't. I think there's better products that are worth spending your money on. Like I said, Smokey Eyes Are Forever. The quads from, you know, Pat McGrath seem to be just a little bit more just a little bit more satisfying to play with. Alright guys, that's it for me today. I do hope you found this video helpful in your decision-making process. Lots of holiday releases coming up, so I do hope that, you know, videos such as this make it easier to decide what to spend your money on. If you like this video, of course, give it a like. Don't forget to subscribe before you guys leave today, because I can't wait to see you in my next one. Lots coming up, of course, very, very soon. Bye.